Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Vidura said, O great sage, whose only wealth is penance, kindly explain to me how and with whose help Brahma established the Vedic knowledge which emanated from his mouth. Translation. Maitra said, beginning from the front face of Brahma, gradually the four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sham and Atharva, became manifest. Therefore, Vedic hymns which had not been pronounced before, priestly rituals, the subject matters of recitation, and the transcendental activities were all established one after another. Translation. He also created the medical science, military art, musical art, and architectural science, all from the Vedas. They all emanated one after another, beginning from the front face. Purport. The Vedas contain perfect knowledge, which includes all kinds of knowledge necessary for the human society, not only on this particular planet, but on other planets as well. It is understood that military art is also necessary knowledge for the upkeep to the social order, as is the art of music. All these groups of knowledge are called the Upapurana, or the supplements of the Vedas. Spiritual knowledge is the main topic of the Vedas, but to help the human beings, spiritual pursuit of knowledge, the other information as above mentioned, forms necessary branches of Vedic knowledge. Translation. Then he created the fifth Veda, the Puranas and the histories, from all his mouth, since he could see all the past, present and future. Purport. There are histories of particular countries and nations and of the world, but the Puranas are the histories of the universe, not only in one millennium, but in many kalpas. Brahma has knowledge of those historical facts, and therefore all the Puranas are histories as originally composed by Brahma. They are part of the Vedas and are called the fifth Veda. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, in this particular chapter, we have been seeing how Brahma has created different things. And we also seen that from the back of Brahma, what came? Avidya or adharma. That also has come from Brahma. Everything has to be created. Nothing comes automatically. So Brahma is created adharma or avidya, and avidya, one of the part was kama. Kamadi, also created by Brahma, and when Brahma created, kama is attacked Brahma only. So he got allured by his own daughter, which we have read. And it is mentioned that the daughter she took the form of a deer. Brahma also took the form of deer by following her. And that Madhvacharya is explained in detail when Brahma got the real sense, then that walk was that the daughter name, she became called Vani, or the speech for material world. But Brahma, and she is called Saraswati. But there is another Saraswati, which is a wife of Brahma, that is called Devavani. So that Devavani has a form of Saraswati, which is actually the wife of. Now, sometimes confusion. The Saraswati is a daughter, and this daughter also Saraswati is a different Saraswati, and same different Saraswati is a wife. So that took the form. That's Madhvacharya explained that. And once Brahma was in deep meditation, and suddenly 4 Vedas emanated from 4 mounts. So Rig has come from the east, from south the Yajur, from west Sama, and from north Atharva. So the sequence Rig, Yajur, Sham and Atharva. So east, south, west and the north, they all appeared. And along with that, Vedas, some Ved Angas also appeared, Vedanga, and which was Siksha, Kalpa, many things, Vedanga, 6 Vedanga came. Just as an information, called Siksha, Kalpa, Karanam, Nyukti, Jyotisi and Chanda. So the 4 Vedas, then 6 Vedanga. And after Vedanga, Up-Vedas came from the 4 mouth of Brahma. First came Ayurveda from east. From south came Dhanurveda. These are the Up-Vedas. Then from the east came Gandharva Veda, and then Isthapatya Veda came from the north. So in that same sequence, Rig, Yajur, Sham and Atharva, similar sequence, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva and Isthapatya came. And also, as we know, Ayurveda is required to keep up body fit so that we can practice spirituality. The ultimate aim of the Vedas is, what is the ultimate aim of the Vedas? To realize our constitutional position and go back to Krishna. The whole Vedic literature is meant so that we can understand our constitutional position and go back to Krishna. But in Vedas also include many other knowledge which are required for us to live peacefully, comfortably in this world. And as I said, ultimate goal is to go back to Krishna, to purify us and go back to Krishna. That's the ultimate goal. But to achieve that goal, you require some few more things so that you can practice spirituality peaceful and happy. Let's say if you have to go from Jaipur to, let's say, Bangalore. So that the purpose is going to Bangalore, but in middle you require some food, some drink, so that your journey can be very peaceful and happy. But ultimate aim is to achieve destination. Similarly, the Vedas, ultimate, the purpose of Vedas to spirituality. So Prabhupada says the world ashrama system is called social order, social system, but as a spiritual perspective. See, world ashram system is a social system, organize a whole society in a certain way, and also but ultimate aim of the world ashrama to gradually, slowly elevate people for back to Godhead. So Vedas deal with different branches of knowledge, material, and the different categories of spiritual knowledge. It is both material, spiritual, even spiritual different categories. Why it is given the Vedas like Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, then ultimately Upasana Kanda. Why it is being mentioned? Because everyone will not able to take up the bhakti process. Ultimate goal, if you have to go back to Krishna, is bhakti. If you go to spiritual world, only bhakti is there. As last class we discussed, you won't find anyone who's sitting doing some breathing or doing some jumping here, and you won't find in Golok Dham like this. All devotion is there. So, if one cannot take up the bhakti process, so the gradually, slowly, they had to forward towards bhakti. So, like Karma Kanda and other Jnana Kanda process, something like this. Prabhupada gives the analogy, one child is there, mother is there. A child is some disease and mother is supposed to give medicine to the child. But child doesn't like medicine, generally they are better only. So, but the child do not like better medicine. What does the mother do? Father says, put either in honey or other put some sweet. पेड़ा के अंदर बर्फी के अंदर थोड़ा डाल के बोलते हैं ठीक ठीक दिस सो नाइस ओ वेरी नाइस चॉकलेट के अंदर सो चाइल्ड विल हैव सो अल्टीमेट aim of mother is not to give chocolate or sweet. Aim is to give medicine. But because he is not ready to take medicine originally, so by this means he takes medicine but ultimate to get cured. So that is the Vedas, not Karma Kanda, different Kandas. But some child are so notorious, mischievous. They take chocolate, open chocolate, throw medicine, take chocolate. So these are the karmis. So Vedas are recommending you follow. So Vedas means they are all aligned, but ultimately some medicine they are taking. The notorious children in Kali Yuga, they only having and throwing the medicine, they are not taking, so they never get cured. But if anyone follows the Vedic knowledge, whichever portion they may have, Varna, Ashrama, the different varieties of knowledge. It may not be the ultimate, it may not be the fastest. Like, I was sitting with one doctor, so he was saying, suppose you got a disease, there is two ways to treat, fast track and slow track. Fast track, not everyone cannot take it up. Lot of austerity, lot of painful things required to go on the fast track. So the slow track is recommended for them. So the gradually, slowly, it may take time, but it become cured, the patient. So similarly, the Vedas also. Vedas are very, very practical. What Krishna has created. Krishna has created the whole world so that as we had a fancy desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, but at the same time, Krishna's task is to purify us. So the Vedas is created by him. So Vedas is not created by Brahma. It may appear it's coming from the mouth of Brahma, but his mouth is not the source. Like sometime we see Krishna is coming in the nostril of Brahma. Varahadev. This is not nostril of Brahma, is not the creation. Sometimes Lord is appearing in the womb of Devaki. Out of pillar Narsimha is coming. It's not a pillar, pillar is a source of Krishna. So there's some cause for looking outwards. But ultimate cause is the Sarva Karan Karanam, Krishna. So it says that when Vishnu is breathing, what comes? By breathing of Vishnu? Universe comes, and also universe comes from his skin pore. When he breathes, the Vedic knowledge emanate. Transcendental knowledge may emanate by the breathing of the Lord. His breathing. So as I said, Lord also given the material knowledge also, so that you don't waste time doing some, because you have come, you have to eat also. You get disease, you have want some medicine also. Somehow you have to upkeep the society. For the says you have to little fighting is also required, because all demons are always there to create the problem for the devotees. So all varieties of things are required. So Krishna has given that knowledge also. So the Vedas has knew how to do agriculture. This Ayurveda, medical science. Dhanurveda is military science. Gandharva means music. Now Gandharva's planet is one planet known as Gandharva Loka. All are beautiful. They have a good command on music and they're very expert singers. By birth they are like this only, all in the Gandharva Loka. And Sthapatya means Silpakala, means architectural. And we have to live in the house peacefully. So all signs which are required to body and soul together, happy, peacefully, and that is also given. And ultimately, that's not the purpose to live happy and peacefully, but go further. Ultimate destination. So as I said, from here to Bangalore you have to go. Purpose is not to just eat and sit there nicely. Ultimately you have to go to reach our destination. So these all signs, even somebody become follow Vedas very systematically, but if they do not follow spirituality very clearly, does not move it, they also call Vedabad Ratha Padata. Yam imam puspitam vacham pravidanti avipashchita. Vedabad Ratha Partha Nanyat Astiti iti badina. Kamatmana swargapara janma karma phalam pradam kriya vishesh bahulam bhogeshwar gatim prati. So Krishna himself is mentioning in Bhagavad Gita, Vedavad Ratha, so-called followers of the Vedas. Na anyat asti iti badina. This is nothing other than kamat mana swarga para janma karma phalam vedam. So it is said that the men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to the heavenly planets, result in good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say there's nothing more than that. So these so-called Vedada, they say the purpose of Vedas to live happily and enjoy life. But that's not the purpose. It may be happily, but ultimately you have to move further for the spiritual path. So that's the reason. Further sloka says, Bhogeswar Prashaktanam Tya Pratyachetasam Vyosatmaka Buddhi Samadho Na Vidhyate. If someone get attached to the Vedas, so-called followers of Vedas, and they get how to just improve their life, go to the heaven and do all this kind of thing for them, Samadho Na Vidhyate, they will not develop attachment to Krishna. And that's the reason further Krishna says that we have to come out from these all Vedas. What is that? Tre gun vishya Veda nistre gun bhava arjuna nirdandu nitsat istho niryuk chemam atman. So the Vedas are dealing mainly from three gunas, Satgun, Rajagun, Tamam. But the purpose is not to remain in those gunas. Gradually, slowly we have to come out from thin gunas. Like the Puranas, the 18 Puranas, they divided into the 3 categories. 6, 6, 6. So 6 category of, first category of Puranas belongs to, they are not in Tamoguna. All Puranas are transcendental. But these Puranas meant for Tamoguna people, so that they follow and gradually elevate themselves. And other 6 Puranas, they are meant for the Rajoguna people. For Krishna is to take care of all the jivas, all varieties of people are there. And some are for the Sadguna people. For all the Vedas, they are all transcendental. All the Puranas, Pancham Veda, na Purana Ithihasas. Or Purana, generally, some scholar they say, Vedas are good, they are coming from Brahma. But Puranas and Ithihasas, they are written by some sages. But no, in the Puranas, Ithihasas has come from Brahma. Now we have just read now in the sloka. They all emanated from Brahma. And Brahma is also not the source. Source is Krishna. Like sometime we read, there was a one Veda, Brahma divided into the, or Ved Vyasa divided into the, but these 4 Vedas are coming from 4 different mouths of Brahma. So something like this we can understand with that. Now how it is that, how to align both. So 4 Vedas, they are nothing but the pearls coming from the wisdom pearls coming from mouth of Brahma. But they are different color. This is not yellow color, green color, like assume a scenario. 4 Vedas, the different color pearls are coming. But they came, they got mixed. And there was only one Veda. And the intelligent people, they know how to extract the knowledge from that. But in Kali Yuga, this Veda is one. They all came 4 differently, but they got mixed. Like a different crops of pulse are coming. Some green, yellow, red, whatever, black, and they got mixed, all the pulse. What Brahma did? He colored out this yellow, this green, he separated out. So, or may sometime we take example like Prabhupada, some quotes, particular sadhana quote we take out from Prabhupada all. So one place, these different quotes. So Brahma did the segregation work. So that is done by Brahma to segregate that knowledge, so that it becomes easy to follow. Now, why we take certain quotes? So easy, now if you have anything, so we can easily correlate that particular, because otherwise sometimes we get lost in the different varieties of knowledge. So as he said, the whole purpose of Vedas to give us the direction, and that's the reason Vedas called Apurusha. They are not human made. Brahma is also like a human being. So they are Apurusha. Original is coming from Krishna. That's the reason they are perfect. There is no ambiguity. There is no imperfection. Otherwise, if any human being create anything, is bound to have imperfections. For the 4 imperfections. Our senses are imperfect. We get into illusion, cheating propensity, and committing mistake. Every created human being will have these 4 defects. So whatever produced by so-called philosophers or a scholar in this world is bound to be having mistakes. So, but this knowledge is coming true. But also it is recommended, don't get attached to the simply material knowledge. And on the contrary, Narada Muni is saying, anyway you cannot change your material destiny. You cannot change material destiny. You break your head in a stone, or put a stone on your head, either way. For whatever endeavor you do, you cannot change your destiny. Like, another example, like certain thing we do not want, like dukha, still it comes, Yes or no? Somebody endeavor for dukha. बहुत खुश हो गए हैं, थोड़ा दुख भी आना चाहिए. We don't endeavor. Somehow some problem comes, somebody's out, something happens. Or some accident will happen, nobody wished. So like dukha comes without asking, sukha will also come if it's in your destiny. Then what we should do? Go and sleep? No. Then what we should do? But it says no, but you can change your spiritual destiny. Na even nayam dev dev bhajam loki kastam kamam arhate vidvujane tapo divyam putra ka en sattam tasmat brahma sukhyata anantam. So your spiritual, we have to do the spiritual practices by which we can change our spiritual destiny. Prabhupada says, even in this life, we can go back to Krishna. Sometimes or many times they would ask Prabhupada, how long it takes? Go back to Krishna. How long it takes? Prabhupada says, 1 minute. Are you not reading Bhagavad Gita? Like Prabhupada answer like this. So going back to Krishna is up to you. How long, how fast you want to go. But following spiritual practice, actually you can change the material destiny. Where it is mentioned, by spiritual practice, you may able to change his material destiny. What is that? Brahmaji says, what is that? Karmani nirdhanti tu bhakti bhajam. By bhakti, even you can destroy your karmas. But otherwise, there is no possibility. All of us, we carry certain degree of karmas. Sarvadharam parat mamekam sharnam vaja aham tam. So only Krishna can change. No one else can destroy your karma. Some demigod here and there you can push front and back. But anyway you have to pay all karmas. But by bhakti in Krishna, Krishna can destroy. Or fire of Divyagyan can burn all your karmas into ashes, like a fire burns in the wood, firewood into the ashes. So the knowledge is very important. What the knowledge means here? Who am I? Self-realization. Jiver Sharup hoy Krishna Nidyadas. If this knowledge is realized, all your karma from millions of years can be burnt into the within a moment. But so-called misdirected civilization, modern civilization, simply they are hovering into the material platform, manorathena, and try to be happy by more working to manipulate the material nature. The Prabhupada says, the other day we are hearing, sometimes some scientists, they want to conquer the death. They're working hard to conquer the death or find the solution for the death. But Prabhupada said, death is very cruel. Will not spare even that scientist who is trying to find the solution. So Prabhupada says, in millions of life, we have been doing sense gratification activities, millions of life, and we were never happy and satisfied. But this one life, you give it to Krishna, see the miracle in our life. And even sense gratification will not make you happy. It's like illusory. You may think by doing so I will be happy, but end of the day, more miseries will come when we excuse more happiness. Now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Jad Vidya Maya Vibhav. Already a Gadha, will make you more gadha. You're working hard to excuse happiness, and it's jad with the maya veva. You look very glittering of this research, that research. We have conquered this, we have developed this, this. It's all illusory, which making fool of you. Because the purpose of even material knowledge is so that you be happy and move towards spiritual knowledge. But if you do not use for that purpose, it will replicate you. It will punish you in material nature. Like you work in some office, you have been given some facility, let's say something. But that facility is meant to use for the official purpose. So somebody is doing official purpose, you will be very happy and they will give you more facilities, more resources. Another person, he don't do anything, just go and doze out and sleep there and come back. Another person uses for his own selfish purpose. So you'll be more happy on that. What is this given to you for using for own purpose? So we have been provided by the Lord with all kind of whatever, as we know everything. Aham sarvasya prabhu matta sarv. Krishna is origin, source of everything. Whatever little talent we have, a little brain we have, a little what energy we have, all source is Krishna. And Krishna is giving us to use for his purpose. So if we do not use for that purpose, then it will be withdrawn from us gradually, slowly. And also we have to we are answerable to the many things. So we have to pay end of the day. So the whole purpose of this, the whole existence, to take the path of bhakti process, as I said, ultimately through bhakti only we can go back to Krishna. There is no other way. No yoga. They may be only the stepping stone towards bhakti. Ultimately bhakti. And when we take the bhakti process, actually Krishna become our helper, our partner for the says. In direct process, you have to fight alone. With Maya, whatever you try alone. And another, when you take the bhakti, you get a Krishna's hands. We may be weak, we may not be able to do so, but when we follow bhakti, but two things are required: your sincerity, honesty. If you're honest, yes, Krishna, I want to purify. If you have sincere desire, honest desire, whatever weak you may be, whichever place you may be, Krishna will pick you up. Ultimately, you require honesty and sincerity. If we want to cheat ourselves, then Krishna cannot do anything. So we have been provided by Krishna to certain kind of this good opportunity as a human being, and as we know, every one of us, we are meant to serve Krishna. If we're not serving Krishna, we are making our life is miserable, and we want to be happy, and also we have to go through the all so-called karma, that yagnarthat karmano anyat loko karam, then we will get entangled into the karmas. So Vedas are teaching us, and the Vedas sometimes it give indirect reference to the Supreme Lord, or impersonal reference sometimes. But the Puranas, Ithihasas, they give the direct. Sometimes they say Purana, Ithihasas, they are low. Vedas are many. Sometimes find some Pandit and those who know Vedas. You say, oh, what is Vedas? I know. What is simply you are reading some Bhagavatam. What is some Purana? Some stories are there. Both are equally, both have same knowledge. But the Puranas, Ithihasas gives same knowledge in a easy format so that even a low intelligent person can understand. But the same principles are discussed. There's no difference in the principles. More so, the Puranas or the Ityasas, they develop very emphatically, very clearly, precisely, not with any dilution, that knowledge is being given. So all the Purana has come, even Shiv Purana, Durga, all Purana has come, they are all transcendental. Some information gradually, some are uplifted. So creation is allowed only. This is all Vedic knowledge, nothing is created by human beings. Nor by human being, nor by even Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva just, he segregated and made it available. And it is said that when Brahma, everything came, the last few verses came. Around, this is 100 crores verses came. So they become jewel in the, even the Swarga. So what this Vyasa did, he took some 4 lakhs verses from there and created the 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas. So 18 Puranas is 4 lakhs verses. So he took it from there, essence of that, and he divided the greater form available into the heavenly planets and our planetary systems. So we must know our purpose of following the Vedas, and through Vedas only will get knowledge. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, they all should align to the Shastras. Prabhupada always says, Vedas is like a mother. If you want to find out who is your father, that is only one way, or the best possible way, to ask your mother. So Vedas only can give the right direction about the Krishna, the knowledge about Krishna. So Vedas, then Vedanta Sutra, another more details we can discuss in some other class. So, but this knowledge which have been given is meant only to understand ourselves and develop pure love for Krishna. Bhaktyamam Abhijanami. So that whole process is being depicted, and we keep reading how beautifully Krishna is created through Brahma or through different avatars. Such a wonderful world for us, so that we can take up the right process and purify us, whichever platform, whichever stage we are, and so that we can purify and go back to Krishna. But for that we should be very genuine and serious, and if the genuinity is there, then Krishna will help you. See, even if you're very 3rd class, 4th class, 10th class person also, still Krishna is ready to help you. He will not devour you. No, I don't care for you. And other day we were just sharing, we'll finish up that. Even Krishna can speak to you in deity form. Krishna is not spoken to only those Brahmana, Sakshi Gopal. He can speak to you, but you should have faith on that, yes, he is a person. Miraculously you will find directions coming from Krishna. If generally we are seeking his advice, his direction he is seeking, he is very happy to provide that direction. So I will stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Go Prem Nande Hare Hare.